Hello everybody, this is Daniel Wynn and tonight's webinar is on online and offline marketing for doctors. And it appeared to me after many of the webinars that I've been doing and somebody made notice of it that I basically have been sharing all these online methods which are very popular and very much needed in today's environment, but also, I forgot to go over the basics. So tonight that's my objective. I want to go over the basics of some offline and talk about online and share with you the three most important methods for marketing in both. So on the right hand side you see that newsletters were a very valuable source of marketing and still can be a very valuable source for marketing for medical professionals, clinics, spas, etc., etc. And of course, on the left-hand side, it's being replaced by the way that people are searching, which is not the yellow pages anymore. Do you use the yellow pages? When was the last time you picked up a yellow page book? I haven't in a long time. We don't even get them anymore. So on the left-hand side, we have a Google directory listing. So let's talk about offline marketing. As we said, newsletters, direct mail are still very popular. And they're even more popular nowadays because people, businesses in general, market less through direct mail. And the good thing about a newsletter is if you're already using one, I commend you for using a newsletter. If you're not, you don't actually have to sit there and write these newsletters. You can actually hire a company that will put most of the content on there. They'll put your address, your name, your website, your picture, and they'll brand it. They'll build these newsletters for you, personalize them for your audience, and actually send them out to your audience. You just provide them with the names and addresses for your clients. And usually you can get these done for, I think it's about under $1.50 per client. So depending on how big your list is, that's the type of budget that you're looking for a newsletter. Now, another way to get in touch with your customers offline is old-fashioned direct mail. Just a nice letter from the doctor or a letter from the clinic saying, hello, how are you? We haven't seen you in a while, and asking them to come in and for a new appointment, sharing with them some new information. The direct mail would be very, very simple. You could just print it right in your office and send out letters to your clients and your patients. And one of the things that I would suggest that if you want to create some value, you want to give them a coupon. Maybe you'll give them a free checkup for I'm not sure, whatever your specialty is. Obviously, we know coupons and Groupons is really, really big right now. So I think people are so used to getting these coupons and Groupons that they would appreciate a coupon. The bottom line is that you're doing the same thing with direct mail that I try to emphasize every week, which is to press the free line. Give the people something free. Give them something of value so they find you valuable in their life. The other thing is that if you're selling nutrients, and I'm finding out that more and more doctors are selling nutrients because it's another revenue stream for them. If you are selling nutrients, well, then you should be doing direct mail a lot more so you could share with them the latest on nutrients, and you could maybe emphasize one particular vitamin or nutrient per direct mail piece. So another offline method that I've spoken about and is really a great idea. Last week I spoke on webinars, but the in-person version of that, of course, is seminars. And seminars are a really great way to brand yourself as an expert in your community. And the places where you can throw these seminars on a hot topic could be the local library. They often have really great conference rooms with great facilities and use of overhead projectors and computer hookups like we have here in our particular town of Cardiff by the Sea. Or you can use your office if it's big enough, or if you're in a big office building that has a shared conference room, maybe you can use that. And the seminar topics, obviously you know your audience better than I do, but if you're going to give a seminar, once again, offer to give them something free, something earth-shattering, something knowledgeable, something important that they'll find valuable in order to get out of their house, get in their car, and walk up to your seminar. And I think people like seminars still. I mean, I attended a seminar last week here in downtown San Diego, and I'll actually be going to another 2-day internet marketing seminar this weekend. And I find it great for networking and for learning a lot of knowledge. So since you're doing seminars, we're talking about speaking. Another method for creating offline marketing is to do speaking on TV and radio shows. Now there's a lot of radio shows in all your communities that are looking for content. If you're familiar with AM radio on the weekends, like in the AM talk radio, many of those slots are filled with either financial or health or real estate. These slots are speakers that are looking for content to speak about to their audience, because believe it or not, it gets a little tricky after you've been on the air for a year or 2 years to come up with something fresh. So you could actually contact these hosts with a bio of what you'd like to speak about and offer to give them some earth-shattering news that they can only find out if they have you on their TV or radio show. Now obviously radio is a lot easier. For TV, one of my friends who's a chiropractor back in Chicago, he basically hired an agent, and he was able to have that agent go out and he got Channel 5 to do a special on his chiropractic clinic, where they actually came in with a film crew and filmed him speaking about a special, he was talking about foot mechanics, which he made it sound interesting because kids wear shoes without tying their shoelaces, and then they're not supporting their arches. But the bottom line is that he got this agent to get him on Channel 5 in the city of Chicago, and he still uses that piece on his website because it's recorded. And I looked at it the other day, and it made me laugh because I seen it 5 years ago, and here it, you know, it still has value. He's still using it today. And the last but not least is, I know there's health conferences being put on all the time in all the major cities and all the sub-markets of the major cities. We have them here 2-3 times a year in San Diego. I know they're running in Chicago all the time, and I'm sure they're happening in your market. So these health conferences, sometimes you could set up a booth, sometimes you could just become the speaker. So you need to look into these free or almost free offline methods to build your brand in your community. So these are some tried and true ways. You've probably done some of these in your business over the years, or you've thought about doing them. And I just want to encourage you to figure out which one you could do. Probably the monthly a direct mail piece to your audience would be so simple. You print out 50, 100, however big your list is, and just send it out saying hi and asking them to give you a call if they have any questions. And last but not least, you always should be list building. So whether you're going to do email marketing or whether you're going to be doing offline marketing, you need to turn every contact for your business into part of your list so you can keep in touch with people, because out of sight, out of mind. So for online marketing, I want to share some of the things that we've spoke about before that are critical to making a presence and building your brand on the internet. And the first most fundamental strategy is to have a great website that is adding content as often as possible. So we've spoken before about websites that are blogs or have blogs attached to them. And the reason why you want to have, and you don't have to have a blog, but a blog makes it very simple to add content every week. If you don't have a blog, then you're kind of at the mercy of your computer person to give them the information and have them load it up, and that's okay too. But with a blog, it's like going into a Word document. You take your information, you upload it into your blog, you put a picture on there, and you can post it very, very simply. So if you don't have a website, well, you need to get a website. If you do have a website, you need to be adding content. And the reason why is because Google loves websites that add fresh content. If you're not adding fresh content often, whether that's daily, weekly, or monthly, then Google comes by, checks out your website, and they go, they haven't added anything new. No value. They come back again. They haven't added anything new, no value. So they don't have anything to share with the world that you're doing differently. You're just an old brochure sitting in cyberspace, not adding value to the internet. Okay, so another way that you can begin getting calls like tomorrow. This is the fastest way to get business, even if you have a website or don't have a website. And it's called pay-per-click. And I'm going to show you what that looks like in a second. Pay-per-click is where you can have people searching on the internet for bioidentical hormones or weight loss. They can come to the first page of Google. They can find your little ad, your classified ad, click on it, and you can have a call to action that says, call Dr. So-and-so right now for his free report on bioidentical hormones. And you pay every time the person clicks on your little classified ad, versus when you put ads in the newspaper and hardly anybody clicks on them. You're hoping somebody will click on them, or I should say read it and call you. So pay-per-click is revolutionized marketing. It's what has made Google the biggest company for advertisers on the internet in the history of the internet. It is the most direct route. It is so ingenious because people they're looking for something, and your ads can come up under the keywords that they're typing in, just the same way that you use Google when you use Google every day or week. I don't know how often you use Google. I use it every day. I mean, I live on the internet. Okay, so I'll show you that in a second. Let's go on to webinars. These webinars are valuable because every week when we have these webinars, we have people from all over the country and sometimes the world that are actually can plug into your webinar. So I encouraged you a couple weeks ago. I did a webinar on webinars, and there's really a lot of power because the people do not have to get in their car. They do not have to drive across the city and get to the seminar. They can actually come online and they can see that same seminar you were doing in person, but on the internet. And I really, I hope that you find these valuable, and it's very easy to model what I'm doing. Putting these together is very simple. The video on webinars is inside the premium membership, and you can go back there and review that if you haven't seen it yet. List building, once again, I went over that before, so I won't spend a lot of time on that. Email marketing, I can't emphasize more than I did with the pay-per-click strategy, but email marketing is the most relevant, most easiest, one of the cheapest ways to market to your customers consistently and stay in their presence. I mean, think about this. If you do that direct mail strategy we spoke about on offline marketing, it's going to cost you the time and energy and the money to print those pieces of paper, stuff the envelopes, lick the stamps, and send them out. It's going to cost you 50, 60 cents minimum to get that direct mail out to your clients. If you had email marketing, so if you had 500 customers at 50 cents a piece, you're looking at $250. On the other hand, if you had an email list with 500 patients or clients, you could send out that email at the click of a button. You could build a newsletter email, and you could send that out, and you can get that out for, I think for a list of 500, it costs $10 a month, and you could send out 3,000 emails. So you could send them out 6 times emails in the month for $10 versus $250 to send out once on direct mail. So the math works for email marketing. And last but not least, I keep emphasizing that you must get onto directories. Yellow Pages is dead. Directory listings are where it's at. I mean, I search constantly for what I want on Google. And when I'm in my car, or if I'm driving around, or if I'm somewhere with my phone and I'm looking for something, I go to Google search, I tell it to locate where I'm at right now, and I type in whatever it is I'm looking for, whether it's food, gas station, bank, whatever it is. People are searching, and they're not driving around with their Yellow Page book. They're driving around with their computers, their iPads, their smartphones. And at the beginning of the year in January, I did a webinar on directory listings. I showed you how you can get directory listings for free. I actually posted that video inside the premium membership, and you can get these directory listings for free. But there are literally hundreds of them. And what we did was we actually set it up so we would bring in clients who wanted to get listed in the top 50. And what we did was we put special emphasis to make sure that they would get found on the first page in Google and Yahoo. And I'm going to show you an example of that shortly. So you have 3 ways to get onto the first page of Google. And why do you want to be on the first page of Google? Because that's where people search. Here is the topic of weight loss. And there are 3 different ways that you can get onto Google. The first one is PPC, or pay-per-click. Those are the ads that are in the colored, like it's a pinkish color, where the arrow is pointed, and on the right-hand side under the map. Even if you don't have a website, you can build a Google Place page, or you can build a landing page, which costs you, $50. And you can get your website to show up. Now, what happens is you set up a pay-per-click account with Google, and they actually charge you based on the keyword. Each keyword has a certain dollar amount. Weight loss probably is going to be somewhere between $1.50 and $3.50. Bioidentical hormones is going to be between $2 and maybe $10, depending on the city that you want to do it. And what's cool is that you do not have to run these ads across the country. You can run the pay-per-click campaign in your neighborhood, in your city, in your state. It is very targeted. That means that only people that are in your city that are typing in weight loss will you be advertising to. Now, I have seen people set these up where they're advertising across the nation, and they're wasting money, because if you want people to come into your clinic in Texas, Dallas, Texas, you certainly don't want people, or you don't want people from Chicago, Florida, Oregon, finding your ad. And that's what's so cool. It is laser targeted. It is the greatest way to market, and I highly encourage you to learn more about pay-per-click if you're looking to get customers into your office immediately. The other way that I've been encouraged is, which is directories, and that's what Places is. Now, Places here, you can see the red dots, A, B, and C. Those are on the map on the right-hand side. And Google Places is a free listing with Google. If you haven't claimed yours, as soon as you get off the phone, go to Google Places and claim your map or claim your business. Now, the tricky part is, if you're in a competitive area, if you're in a big city, you have to know what you're doing to make sure you show up on the first page, because the more people that are advertising and have already claimed their free listing and are doing it properly, you have to have the skill to be able to move them out of first place. We know how to do that, and we could show you how to do that. So, or you can go online and find out, some of the tricks and tips to doing that. But this listing right here, Google Places, these get so many calls. They get more calls. The Places and the organic get 80% of the phone calls. And believe it or not, Google's the richest company in the United States. They only get 20 to 30% of the people call the pay-per-click. But there's still so many people searching online that it has made them that company that they are, and it's still a valuable way to make money by advertising. Google Places and organic is where you want to be. Now, organic would be under the Google Places, and organic is when you have had your website optimized, that you've made it so valuable, so relevant, that when people put in the word weight loss, your city, in this particular one it's weight loss doctor, Dallas, Texas, that person there gets, that doctor that is listed there, he gets the most amount of traffic out of everybody, because the person in the number 2 gets traffic, the person in the number 3, all the way down the first page gets traffic, but the top 3 gets 70% of the traffic. Even though you're on the first page, the bottom 7 listings only get 30% of the traffic. And if you're on page 2 or 3, it's almost like you don't exist. And I want to just ask those people that are listening, how often do you go to the second or third page when you're looking for a product or service on Google or Yahoo or the other search engines? The statistics say that 80% of the people never leave the first page. So if you're going to advertise on the internet, this is the holy grail. This is where you have to be, and you have to have a strategy to get there. You have to have a plan for PPC. You have to have a plan for places, and you have to have a plan and a team to get you on there organically. So I hope that explained the 3 main ways that you can get your business onto Google's first page in your city as soon as possible. So here's one of the doctors that we provided directory listing service for back in January, and here is the Yahoo local listing. And you can see it allows you to put pictures, it allows you to talk about the interview, it allows you to talk about the business, the type of what you're doing inside the business. It gives you a map, and also it allows you to put rankings or comments, and that is one of the keys for you to dominate and stay on the top of the local listings. It's one thing to get there, it's another thing to keep making it relevant. And if you have a local listing and you're not having your clients adding comments, shame on you. If you are, thumbs up, congratulations. And if you're not, start doing it, because it's valuable that you start having your clients put remarks and comments, because that will stay there year after year after year, and it tells Google and Yahoo that, look, this business is serious. They got people seriously commenting on it, and that makes you more relevant, and that's going to keep you on the first page and not get knocked down. Here's the same business in their Google listing. What's cool about in Google is Google allows you to put something like 8 pictures that you can show of your clinic or of whatever you want. It also allows you to put at least 4 videos. So if you have your A4M fellow videos, or if you have other videos regarding your business, you can post them on there for free. I mean, it doesn't get better than that. This is like a website. So if you didn't have a website, but you had a Google directory local listing page, and you wanted to work your way to the first page because it was very competitive, you paid for a little pay-per-click, you had those people, you can drive those people with pay-per-click to your Google local listing page. Now here's the same doctor that we worked on under the name Anti-Aging Medicine, and we abbreviated Georgia, the state of Georgia. And you could see that there's 2 listings on the top, which are ads for pay-per-click. Then there's 3 organic listings, and then there's 3 maps. And our doctor is C, or where the green arrows are pointed. So our doctor is right on the very first page of Google for anti-aging medicine. Is that awesome or what? Okay, so not only do you get to see that they are on there, but you get proof that people are actually seeing this, because once we set this up, we set up a Google Places Analytics, and you could see by these little maps, the blue graph and the green graph, that people are viewing. That is the month of April. And you could see that there were 273 impressions, or 273 people were on those, under those different keywords, and there were 32 actions, and there were 30 clicks for driving directions to get to the clinic. Now also under the top search queries, I know it's hard to read, but it gives you the keywords that people were used in order to find the website. So now you know the keywords that are valuable for your business. These are the keywords that you don't have to guess, well, how do people find me? What's my keywords? I don't know. Once you set this up, you get that information, and information makes you more powerful as a marketer. So, and then also it gives you the zip codes underneath that. So this is very valuable information that costs very little for you to be getting your business where it needs to be, which is on the online directories. Now here is a business. Here's another doctor that we worked with that took advantage of our directory listing service back in January. And under the hormone replacement therapy, Fort Lauderdale, you could see it on the top line. That's what we searched for. There's Google right above us with the three listings in the pink, shaded pink. And then our doctor is B, the second listing, right under a very valuable keyword, which is hormone replacement therapy in Fort Lauderdale. Do you realize how many people are advertising for hormone replacement therapy in South Florida? A lot. There are so many people. There are so many doctors down there. But our doctor is right here on the first page in the second organic places listing, above the organic listings, which is where that Fort Lauderdale anti-aging, South Fort Lauderdale, all the way at the bottom here of the screen. And also we have the analytics for that business. So you could see how many, and this was only the first month that these businesses got up. So we got a whole month that they first got recorded. Now here's another business we did in Canada for weight loss. And weight loss is a very highly searched keyword. So it was weight loss, Windsor, Canada, and they had basically almost the whole first page was filled with Google Places listings. And we just got this doctor up in April, but they are on the first page, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. They're in the 9th position. Now, it's not the best position, but what we need to do now is to make sure that they grow that, is to make sure that they get those referrals and they get those comments, and not just on Google, but because here's another secret. If your business is getting listings from Healthgrade or with Yelp or with CitySearch, Google goes and aggregates or catches those other comments and reviews about your business, and it pulls it into its listing. There are some restaurants that have 200 reviews because they're grabbing them from everywhere off the internet. And it's so important for you to start thinking about having your business reviewed by your clients. And you got computers in your office, ask them to do it right there in your office. Simple enough. Now do it. Okay, so what do we do next? Next, you have to create a marketing plan for your offline and for your online, and it should be very, very simple. Create a marketing plan, and just make a one-page plan. I'm going to get my Google listings. I'm going to send out a direct mail piece. I'm going to get that $10 or $20 email autoresponder, and I'm going to start staying in touch with my clients. We have examples for people that we've already been working with that we can share with you. Create a budget. Obviously, you're not using the yellow pages, and I hope you're not. I hope nobody on here is using the yellow pages. Please, if you are, please don't let those sweet-talking salespeople talk you into it anymore. Use the money online. It's very inexpensive to get online, and once you get there, I gave you a few tips already on how to stay there. Decide who's going to be part of your team to implement the plan. Hopefully you have somebody inside your office, or if you like doing it, this stuff doesn't take up a lot of time. I know in the beginning to get it started it does, and that's why I said you got to create some momentum, but decide who's going to be on your team and implement the plan immediately. Mastery over procrastination. Do it now. Do it now. Okay, and lastly, you have to automate your marketing because you want to set this up and have it working every month. You don't want to have to go back every month and come up with a new marketing plan. You want to automate this as much as possible, and that's why you have to have an autoresponder service like GetResponse or iContact or any one of the many. I like GetResponse because we already have a lot of the email messages set up, and it's easy for me to transfer them in there for you. It's also easy for you to add videos to your emails and surveys, etc., etc. So automate your email, automate your endorsements, which is create a system with your office assistants and your office managers that they are collecting these endorsements for you. It only takes about 5 minutes or less for somebody to type in how great you were on the internet. And then lastly, find yourself a web marketing partner, developer, web developer, somebody can help you implement this stuff, and find somebody that can prove to you that they've done this, that they've gotten on the first page, and that they know what they're doing. So what are the action steps? Here's the call to action. We're winding down. We're getting down to the nitty-gritty. First thing you should do, send out a letter, send out your business cards. Add a letter and send out some business cards. Ask your patients, ask your clients for referrals. A referral is the greatest compliment in the world. And you can ask them to come in for a checkup or a review, and ask them if they're not ready to come in. Ask them if they know anybody. Maybe you can give them a discount on some service or product if they send you a referral. If you don't have fresh content being added to your website, you got to figure out a plan to get fresh content, and it's got to be properly added in the right way so those keywords get found. So if the name of your business is Dallas Anti-Aging or Dallas Bioidentical Hormones, you want to be able to add fresh content so every article that you add gets an extension of that domain name, and Google likes that. If it's all code like numbers and it's question marks, that's part of the URL that's created, that is the wrong type of content. You want it to say the name of your domain name, whatever it is, .com/bioidentical hormones. And then and then just keep adding all the different subjects that you think people are looking for online, because that's what you should be adding articles by what people are searching for, not what it is. Could be what you want to say, and it could be all your content what you want to say, but the article heading, and when it's added to your blog, it needs to be the way that people are searching. Okay, we talked about this. Set up an email service. Get response, $10, $20 a month. Get on it, add your emails to it, and start sending emails to people. Let them know you're alive. Let them know that you care about them. Let them know that you have valuable information you want to share. Last but not least, sign up for Google and other directory services. Now, I told you that you can sign up for most of these for free, so go out and do it. If you don't want to do it, because we have a service we actually provided back in January where we list you with Google, we make sure that we customize your Google and we know where your keywords are and that we know where your competition's at, and we make sure that you're going to get on the keywords that you want to be found at, even if there is competition there, and stay there. And then we go to Yahoo and Bing, and we go to 50 other, including the online directories, 411 Online and OnStar. So people use OnStar. You can be found on OnStar. And we do that for you. And if you want information, just shoot me an email, and I'll send you to the link where you can sign up for that. It's really a great value. I found out that people are charging like $1,000 and then $100 a month to sign up people just for like the top 5: Google, Yahoo, Bing, Yelp. We have a service. We'll do it for under $500, and it is going to be Google, Yahoo, Bing, and 47 other directory listings. And once again, you can do that by yourself, but if you're busy, you want somebody that's got experience doing it, we'd be happy to do that for you. So this brings me to the end. If you want to get in contact with me, you can contact me at dan@win, W-I-N, with a4m.com. And please, send me some emails. Let me know how I'm doing with these webinars. Let me know if there's some other subjects that you want to know about. I look forward to hearing from you. Hope you got some value, and you guys have a great evening. Good night.